Hi there, I'm Ann Pentland. I have a small urban farm in North Vancouver. I'm very conscious of keeping records of everything that I do in my garden, and I asked my husband, Greg Dixon, to design a program for me that would help me keep records. The program that he made for my iPad is incredibly wonderful because I can use it out in the field and I can put information in immediately as I use it. I don't have to put it on sheets of paper and run inside and put it on a computer later in the day and not ever get to that. Some of the things that I like to record are the day that I sow my seed, the days they germinate, the days I plant them out in the field, the days I harvest them. I weigh everything I harvest, so I keep track of that. And then I also weigh everything that I sell, so I have to keep track of that. And at the end of the year, I can just do a quick tally, and I've got my taxes done because it's all on my handy computer. The thing that I find most useful here is that I have several different areas of my garden. I've got my greenhouse and a tomato house and my backyard garden and a boulevard garden, and sometimes I will sow the same beans in different gardens in different areas. And if I keep track of that in here, then I can tally the harvest that I get from each of those crops and decide which grew better in which bed or which variety grows better. And then I have a good planning tool for the next year when I buy seed. Right now my garden doesn't look like much because it's February and it's very cold right now. We're in a cold spell. So it's a perfect time to be doing this planning and prepping ahead for the new year. So let's go inside and I'll show you how I use my iPad to do my garden data program. So here's a list of the garden activities I did last February, just to give you a bit of an idea. I write in, I guess we start at the beginning of the month. So at that time of year I was still harvesting beets from the garden. So you can see I harvested from what bed they're in, how many pounds they were, and then if I sold anything I put the price here on the side too. So it gives you an idea of how that can go. And then in the middle of February I started to sow some seed. So I sowed these seeds in different, in the greenhouse mostly. And you can make notes on the side to say what pots they're in or what other information you'd like to put in the side. Then you can keep track of when these things germinated if you really want to. Gives you an idea. I also collected manure and I said what beds I put the manure in so that I would know from one year to the next. Oops, I just got so same with the compost. And that's about that there. But down at the bottom of this list, which would be slightly different in the new version, it has all calculated here that in February last year I sowed 64 seeds, I harvested 24 pounds, and I sold some. So a lot of these calculations are done immediately, which is really nice. Alright, I'm going to search for harvesting tomato, a specific tomato here, the gold nugget, and select. Now I know that I planted it in several different beds, and so I have them all harvested here. Now what I can do here now is select a specific location, bed 3, and it's still how much was harvested in bed 3, so I can get a value at the bottom of that. And the value of this is you can do another search to find how much you harvested from each bed, and that will tell you which bed your tomatoes grew better in, and that's a good planning tool for another year. I like this program particularly because I can use it out in the field just right now when I'm wanting to do something, especially when I'm selling products and weighing them. It just goes, the data goes in instantly. I don't have to do it twice later. The Easy Garden Tracker is just that. It's easy and it tracks all your activities in the garden over the year. It's an excellent tool for planning for your garden for the next year. You can see how things grew in from bed to bed, and it can be used by urban farms, backyard farms, or even commercial farms.